I'm going to touch on a paper I wrote on my 3 most important life lessons. This paper was written in lieu of me not going to that speech. I had other plans that day. But I would listen, please bear with me. I'd like to read it word for word because I think it's really powerful, and I want you guys to take heed. Three biggest life lessons. Mama always used to say to me, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Quoted from one of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump. Ironically, the subject of life lessons learned truly epitomizes the plot of this particular movie. It just goes to show that the human mind is like a computer, processing information and learning new things every minute, every hour, and every day. However, I believe that there is also a responsibility to apply what you have learned, and also to apply it appropriately. Remember the old adage, don't knock it until you try it? Well, in light of this, I believe not learning and trying new things is none other than ignorance. Fortunately, my life has been filled with numerous lessons, ranging from learning to tie my shoe to learning how to present a relevant public speech. However, the 3 most important life jewels I've learned thus far are 1, karma, 2, the tongue is like a 2-edged sword, and 3, you can accomplish more with a sugary smile than with a salty frown. First of all, one of my biggest life lessons learned is karma. You know, chance, fate, destiny, luck, fortune. Unfortunately, it took me 19 long, ignorant years to fully realize the simple adage of what goes around comes around. This life lesson was revealed to me the hard way. It seemed from high school graduation to about 10 years ago, I was very inconsiderate of other people's belongings. To sum it all up, I was a full-fledged thief, mainly taking anything that wasn't bolted down. Honestly, I had got away with numerous crimes to the point that my conscience basically blanked out the dire consequences of my actions. Then, one winter day in December of 1997, karma came crashing down on me. To make a long story short, I attempted a robbery in Olympia, Washington. Unfortunately, got apprehended in the process. I then was sentenced to 8.5 years prison time. Shortly after the judge banged his gavel, I then realized the true nature of karma. Secondly, the tongue is like a 2-edged sword. It's also a major life lesson I come to realize. Speech and conversation is a universal tool well utilized for various reasons. However, there are pros and cons in every aspect of life, especially when dealing with speech and words. Take for instance, words like beautiful can spark a smile from someone. And then on the flip side, words like ugly can dampen someone's spirits. Through time, I learned that my words are very potent and can transcend in a negative or positive manner. Back in high school, I used to be the class clown from hell. I would basically pick at other people's feelings without laying a single finger on them. Then farther down the road, I took a human relations psychology course and shamefully learned that putting others down is a form of mental abuse. Last but not least, I learned that you can accomplish more with a sugary smile than you can with a salty frown. I developed this method from my father, Mr. Ronald Johnson Sr. It's been such an inspiration watching and analyzing my dad's evolution through life. My dad has blessed me with numerous anecdotes, stories, and his life history. However, the story that sticks out the most to me is when my father was an active member of the Black Panther Party in the 60s and 70s. He explained to me how stone-faced, bold, and militant the Black Panther Party was in the early stages of their development. Therefore, basically gaining no ground with the government they were so desperately trying to compromise with. Then the unfortunate arrest and conviction of lead member and co-founder Huey P. Newton had followed. At the height of Newton's release date from prison, Mr. Newton decided to soften the militant approach that the party was so known for which turned out to be a more productive for the Black Panther Party as a whole. Receiving ample funding, community support, and political representations all were microcosms to you can get more with a sugary smile than you can with a salty frown.